Mr. Heifetz was breathtaking. He never explained too much. He never analyzed much. He says, do something with it until it feels right. When I practice, I concentrate on thinking my fingertips are hammers. I've always been thinking analytically. Mm-hmm. How to improve. And my first teacher in Poland was for 11 years. Then I went to Israel. And my teacher was Hungarian, who spoke Hungarian, Hebrew, and German. But I didn't speak either one. So I started learning, started a little German. But we, for a while, took a while before we could really understand each other. So now he was excellent. He was a composer, very good musician. But most of, and then I came to Heifetz. Again, when I first called me, he says, Mr. Heifetz, I didn't understand what you said. It's about time you started understanding English. That was in January 62, 60 years ago. And English was my sixth language.
And you had just arrived, right?
I just arrived for a week or two. And he spoke with me. I said, I will. And then in April, we went to San Francisco to hear his concert. And Mr. Heifetz was breathtaking. He looked at me and says, your English is improving. So I did a lot of thinking. And of course, I must say, I had it in my eyes more than ears, because I mean, in Heifetz you can hear millions of recordings, of course.
And you saw him 5 hours
saw him
a week?
10 hours a week.
10 hours a week for 4 years.
Had twice a week, 5-hour session from 10 to 4. So I had an hour lesson, everybody else had. So you were watching and then he would demonstrate. So 10 hours a week for 4 years in the same room with Jascha Heifetz. And he never explained too much. He never analyzed much. He says, do something with it until it feels right. Well, then I would practice it. That's the way his hand looked. Exactly. That was the way he looked. And then you get, and all of a sudden you get that kind of sound. That is that is the portamento without this. It comes from the left hand. I'm not doing anything. I can do it later.
So when you're changing the color and the sound, how much of that is something that you think about intentionally, and how much of that's something that just comes from intuition?
No, it's conscious. It's very conscious.
Very conscious.
Oh yes. Well, it's you know, it's when I speak to you and I get angry and I get happy, it's not intuition. It's a present feeling. I get angry with you, I will raise my voice.
Yes.
Or I will be sarcastic. Mm-hmm. If we have a fun, I will be very relaxed.
Yeah.
So the important thing is to have the tools to express. So, but always, I never forget about the intensity. There are very few places where you kind of. That's the only time where I practically play flautato.
Yeah.
But I take a lot of bow for it. This is example for the. Do you see my hand moving?
Yeah, barely any. Yeah.
Do you see the finger?
Yeah, the finger you see more.
It's white, but it doesn't move. And this gives the unity of the character by always possibly keeping all the fingers always on the same angle. The time you change it, because it's extremely important. There's not enough you can stress it, because anytime you change your hand palm position, you get a different color.
Okay, so let me try doing a little bit of this,
Yes,
and then you can
sure.
kind of help me get along
Okay.
with this. So if I'm doing, it's basically tilting.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Little things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This chair
You know-
actually is not ideal either.
I know, no, but the thing is, that's another thing. Sometimes you play in an orchestra and you have a low chair, or
Yeah.
somebody's very tall. If you hold your hands like this, you are impaired.
Yeah.
Without thinking, you are being conscious of the fact that
You're going to hit your leg. Yeah.
Yeah, so you do something you don't normally do by
Yeah.
doing different movements. So when I have to chair on a low chair, at least I get the leg out of the way.
Yeah.
I have my hand free. I
Yeah.
don't change anything.
Mm-hmm.
So those things are very important. For instance, I remember once in class, I said, take your wrist off, Walter. You very often see people playing with the wrist.
Yeah.
It's, when you talk about mediocre level, it makes no difference, absolutely. But when you talk about Olympic level, it's like the Olympic swimmers shave their chest hair. Why? To diminish the water resistance.
Yeah. Just the subtle, tiniest, any second you
What
can
difference
get.
does it make? My hair on the chest? Yes, it may be one split second, but what makes difference in the Olympics? They are all fantastic.
Yeah.
The difference between getting gold medal and also around is maybe half a second. I mean, if you run marathon or 5,000 meters, what difference does it make if you have half a second more or less? Gold medal at the Olympics, but for practical purpose, there is no difference. However, if you are striving at a solo career, or if you want to be a soloist, every tiny little bit makes the difference. And for instance, if I have an Apple Watch, it's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
If you think now, it weighs what, 2, 3, 4 ounces? Now it's like working out with a 1 or 2 pound weights. It seems nothing, but if you do it 100 times, you
start
build
feeling it,
up
yeah.
stamina. If you do vibrato and very fast passage works, and you constantly weight your hand with 5 ounces, after some you have 5 pounds or 50 pounds
Yeah.
that you have worked. That's why it's so important, because you have to diminish any excess weight, any excess effort.
So basically, as a starting point, you want to kind of keep the fingers a little bit.
Actually, starting from the basic one, your hand is already too low. Look
low.
at your picking is horizontal position.
Yeah.
You start like this.
Mm-hmm.
Can you vibrate in this position? Too wide. Now do the same. Now, why do you do this with your forefinger? See, this position, look, it goes all the way up to here.
Yes.
Foot, touch it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tightens.
Yes.
This. That's what I meant by compressing instead of stretching.
Mm-hmm.
I start with when you start with compressed.
So how do you try to train this finger to stay there?
Just if you relax, you don't do anything. Your
Yes.
hand looks like this.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, when it sleeps, you often see like this.
Yeah.
You apply. So every time you use next finger, you have to switch your hand, and you do all the time this. Takes effort, takes energy. At the halfway through Paganini concerto, your hand will fall off. So you have to train yourself, because it's very unnatural position. At the same time, once you get it, I see your face. Like this.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The same thing goes here, because there is no other way. See, if I go up and down, and I want to hold all my 4 fingers on one string.
You can go up and down without touching the other strings.
Yes. This is an exercise to get you used to holding the hand under one angle.
Yeah.
And then you can you can at the most you can play the fastest because all you do is you don't lift the finger. I do a form.
Yeah.
All I do is just roll it like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I get all the finger crisp without any. I did a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
If that goes for
Sending suite, yeah.
So you pop out after half a page. So on the way back, I just lift. You don't see any lateral movement.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you don't even feel it. You play it in the fastest possible tempo, and yet your hand is like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
If you do the same thing, try it.
I'll try
The
doing.
tradition. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of work. You feel it.
Yeah. If you do it more than a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So economy of motion.
So then the articulation and getting that kind of dropping of the finger. That's a big part of this position,
Right?
But how?
Because then it comes naturally.
But when you're training it, do you want to use more energy or use as little energy as possible when you're practicing it?
When I practice, I concentrate on thinking my fingertips are hammers.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are a skilled carpenter, you put a nail down to the head with one stroke of a hammer.
Yes.
But you have to know exactly the angle, otherwise it will be crooked or bent and scratch the floor, right? You go, bam, and it's all the way down. That you know, master carpenter.
Yeah.
Not the student. So what I think of my fingertips as little hammers that have to put the nail down.
And for you, where's the motion coming from? Is it from the knuckle? Is it from where do you feel the energy?
No.
None.
I put my hand up in this position,
Mm-hmm.
and I just drop the finger down. That's the least energy you spend.
Yeah. So it's a hammer, but without trying to hammer the finger.
No, you don't have to. You just drop it. You hold it up. If I hold something heavy like this, all I do is this.
Yeah.
And it makes it, if it's heavy, it will make a hole in the floor.
Yeah.
I don't use any energy at all, but it comes. You can hear how the pounding.
Yeah. But you're holding it up a little bit higher than you did earlier when you were showing the other demonstration.
Well, it comes automatically, depending what I play. Then of course I hold it a little lower. If it's something slow that I want to get a vibrato, then I raise my hand.
I see.
Because the best vibrato comes from the high position.
Okay, and what about the thumb? What is the thumb doing?
It supports. It leads the way to changing position. The thumb, in the last moment, leads the way to change position. Just before the shift, I go with the thumb. Again, compression, relax. So I don't think of it as shifting. I put the finger in this position, my thumb in this position, which is unnatural. And you kind of automatically want to straighten it up. So what happens when you have this position, that comes natural.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I did the slide.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the practical purpose. Or I very often hold with the thumb tip with the first joint. I support the violin here which again allows me to hold my fingers as vertical as possible.
And when you say vertical, can you help define what you're referring to?
That's horizontal.
So horizontal meaning across the strings.
Holding the hand low, like this.
So you're talking about basically the alignment
Yes.
of the knuckle, the fingers, and the joints.
Holding, like not holding the neck in the crook of your hand here, because that stops you from any movement.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you're basically resting it just on the thumb, and of course
On the
everyone's.
thumb, never here, always here.
But of course everyone's hands are very, very different, so it's going to be at different parts of the
It
thumb,
doesn't
right?
matter, because it doesn't matter whether my hand is half an inch longer or.
Yeah.
Because I'm not using here, I'm not using here. It doesn't. If I hold the violin in this position, it doesn't matter how long my thumb is.
Mm-hmm.
The point is, I'm not holding it here, because there's no way I can vibrate. I have no good intuition. So each hand is different. That's why there's no set way. But that's a principle is. I almost never go beyond this point. So you have to kind of, when you practice, you have to learn this, holding your violin with your thumb. You can do practices like this.
Mm-hmm.
And after a while, you have a good hold. You relax your back because you don't need to do this, squeeze it.
Mm-hmm.
And I can always put my
bow through.
I can always put my bow through my fingers and between fingers and string. This is already too close. You cannot have good vibrato like this. Intonation suffers. Besides, every tone will sound different because every finger comes in a different angle.
Mm-hmm.
You minimize it by holding it this, and you see practically all fingertips under 45 degrees to the string.
Mm-hmm.
This way, I change it. I have to do this. My principle is to avoid any motion here. You only change your elbow when you go from upper to lower strings.
Yeah, what about high positions?
Same thing. Same thing. This is important. And this is important to always have this, not changing the angle, because your strings are parallel. So you go here, 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 here. All the fingers are on the same angle. So that means each finger will sound pretty much the same when I vibrate it.
Yeah.
If I call like this, one goes like this, one goes like this, one goes like this.
Mm-hmm.
It can sound very nicely, but each note will have a different character. And it's like having 5 children instead of 5 siblings.